Hello, YouTube, Stay the Crew, and this is my response about the Ghostbusters trailer for the reboot remake that's supposed to come in July 2016. It looks. I saw Big Al's video. I saw Cooler's video. I've watched all but like the last 3 minutes of Angry Joe's response to it, and I am not against them having female Ghostbusters because technically they've done that before, even though it was sort of an alternate universe continuity in some episodes of the real Ghostbusters, which I considered an alternate universe sequel because of Gozer and the continuity of the cartoon show. They don't show it, but they mention that they fought him on the roof of the firehouse, and Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in the real Ghostbusters cartoon show wasn't destroyed. He was put in the containment unit due to opening more than one ghost trap at the same time, because that's what happened in an episode when Egon's father was visiting, or uncle. He let Stay Puft out and they caught him by opening like 3 ghost traps at the same time, and part of him went into each trap, and then they don't show it, but they probably put him in the containment unit after that, and he also showed up in a couple episodes additionally before or after that, but it's not because. And also in the Extreme Ghostbusters, which was the cartoon, which was the sequel to the real Ghostbusters cartoon series, that one of the new Ghostbusters named, I think her name was Kyrie, was actually a female goth girl, was an actual Ghostbusters in Extreme. So I can see it working with women if they get the right cast and if they don't take it too goofy, but Melissa McCarthy, after what I heard about Tammy, I'm not sure if she was the right choice, but maybe they could do it right, but with all the CGI, like the CGI Slimer that I saw and stuff like that, I'm not very hopeful. It's mostly because of the CGI and the tone, because the original Ghostbusters had virtually no CGI in it. Everything I think was done practical was like puppets or something now, or animatronics. I think Slimer, was an animatronic. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man at the very end, I think was probably an animatronic or a puppet. The Zool and Vince Clarso, when they turned into dogs, those were probably like puppets or something. It's just that I don't see how they can make Slimer and Elvis go CGI and stuff, and I also think they could make it too campy, maybe not take it serious enough, because the original was really dark. They smoked, they cursed, it was really dark. It got really dark midway through and at the end, and even the sequel was really dark, and even the cartoon series, even though they toned them down, was still pretty dark in some episodes, like the one with Sean Hain. Like, I think it was called, I don't know what the episode was called, like Halloween Night or something like that, and I just think that they're gonna make this remake too campy and too goofy and not realistic enough, and I think they're gonna do CGI for like Slimer and the library ghost, and some parts of it I think also went too far. Like the library scene literally looks like, it was seen with the library ghost, it literally looks like a scene out of one of those parody movies where they made fun of The Exorcist. Like, I think like the beginning of Scary Movie 2 did that, where like the ghost is literally puking like green slime out of her mouth on like one of the female ghostbusters in the trailer. It's just that I am dreading this remake, and the only recent remake that they made of one of those films and the only recent remake that they made of a film that I saw from my childhood that I liked was the Maleficent remake, which I saw like 2 years ago and actually thought was better than the original Sleeping Beauty. I do not see this Ghostbusters remake being that case. I'm really dreadful in it, and I wish they had never greenlit this. And I'm with this because, in my opinion, if you want a true Ghostbusters sequel to 1 and 2 that's 100% fully canon and it's respectful, then play one of the free ports of the video game sequel that they did back in, I think it was sometime between like 2007 and 2010, that video game sequel that they made for, I think it was Wii, PS3, I think, because PS4 wasn't out then, and then the Xbox 360. That, in my mind, is the definitive, ultimate, proper sequel to Ghostbusters. And then if you want to see another sequel that's semi-faithful with a couple of things retconned on it to it, then the Real Ghostbusters cartoon series and the Extreme Ghostbusters, if you can find them, those are probably the next best things to see after the video game. If you want as close to a proper sequel to Ghostbusters 1 and 2 as we can get. I am just not optimistic with this remake. I think it's going to be an incident with Godzilla 98 where it's going to make a ton of money because a lot of people are going to go into it blind, not having seen or been exposed to the previous incarnations of the Ghostbusters that they've had. The first 2 movies, the cartoon series, the video game. I think there was a comic for them at one point also. I think people are going to go in blind that have not been exposed to the older incarnations and stuff and I think they're maybe making this this movie for the wrong crowd, because that's happened with past remake. That's what happened with RoboCop. Why RoboCop didn't do as good, because a lot of people that saw the RoboCop remake, like way back in 2013, 2014, were over 30, and they didn't exactly like it. I think this film's gonna be a critical disaster, but maybe I'll be wrong, but I'm not too enthusiastic about it being good compared to the other incarnations, but we'll see. Stay 35. Have a nice day, people.